Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Henry looks like he can hear me, so that's good. Got it. Already got a sound test. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good to see you guys. Would love your comments this morning as we get started and people start coming into the room. Love your comments on what challenges you are having with I am. I was just outside getting ready for this, and I was just, I've been doing this so long now that I find myself going, wow, I'm highly instinctive. I just keep doing the I ams. It's become a habit. And anytime I get negative, I try to move into the I am. Oh shit, this doesn't look like it's posting on Twitter, or is it just an error? We're having trouble streaming to the destination. Oh, that's Rumble. Huh. Always happens on Rumble. Okay, who cares? We got 3 Jeremy Alcides in the room. That's odd. I'm gonna just. I don't know why that is, but anyway. So if you guys could make in your comments what challenges you're having with I am. If you're not having challenges, you're either an alien or you are maybe not being straight up with yourself. I find that the more I do this, hey Fib, good morning to you, buddy. I find the more I do this, especially when I start doing it, all the negative shit flows in. And this is the thing that you have to confront. Okay, when you start doing this, because you've never done it before. No one in school required you to do it. Your parents didn't think about doing it. Most parents didn't. Mine did not. To me, it's the most important thing. I wish I would have done it with my children. I think I probably did some of it with my children, but not like in a highly focused way. And look, guys, this is really important, especially as you become, the more you expand your universe, the more challenges you have. I was thinking last night about a comment my brother made to me some time ago. He may have not made it to me, but he made it and makes it, from time to time. He talks about people that get successful and then they go into hiding. And let me tell you, I think one of the reasons, or one of the things he may not be considering, is that one of the reasons people go into hiding, or maybe aren't exposing themselves as much, is in the last 4 or 5 years, I have had so many legal attacks from people simply looking at me going, okay, I can attack him. He's got money. This is, I think, the reason that I want to just go away and retire, because the more you do, the more people then start to not like what you're doing. They want to hurt you because their game is, hey, let's go take class action lawyers, and parasites just want to take, right? And we have a system that's so messed up today. And that's the reason for me to want to just get out of here, right? But I can't become irresponsible. See, for me, I can't do I am and then go, well, the further up the food chain I go, the more dangerous it becomes. The problem is, if I go into hiding, I help no one. I only help myself. I avoid problems like this. I've got to go and do a testimony. Somebody saying that I'm, what's the word for it? Perjured myself. That is outrageous claim. Can't wait for that to be proved. Um, Now I could just go into hiding. I can back up like a little baby, or I can man up like I want you to man up. See, imagine if everyone around me just went into hiding. I would have no buddies. I would have no friends. I would have nobody to call and go, "Hey, man, can you help me through this problem?" Right? If all the good guys go away because they're tired of being hammered, you end up with a bunch of bad guys. So I really want to hear from you today. I see all the good mornings. I see crypto in my veins. Good morning, brother. Boris Wagwan fam. Not sure what that means. Boris, welcome. Dark days are challenging. 1 hour is challenging. If it's only 1 hour, you're good to go, bro. 60 minutes, I can handle almost anything. Mech, my buddy, my biggest issue with I am is not being ready to accept I am worthy of receiving more. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mech Tenza, great guy. You guys follow this cat. I think he works for a big bank. Very good guy. I mean, I don't know the guy well, but so I'm not like telling you to go do business with him or fall in love with him. But everything I've seen the guy communicate on, he's been very consistent. It doesn't take but some observation skills to see if people are consistent. Consistency for me is like are they always, are they all over the place, or are they kind of focused? And I find Mech to be focused, and I find this response to be very, very honest and true. I am worthy of receiving or being more. See, this is a real big deal. Okay, let's say that I come to the table. I come to my life with a cup of worthiness this big. Okay, my cup is. I have a cup of 8 ounces of worthiness. Mech, I guarantee you, Mech has more than 8 ounces of value, 8 ounces of capacity, 8 ounces of like. See, all he's saying is, "Hey, my cup's only 8 ounces, man, or six. What is this? Yeah, 8 ounce cup. My cup is only 8 ounces. How can I possibly fill it, dude? I am a much bigger cup than 8 ounces. Now I got to get rid of the shit, and the shit is his. I am is not ready to accept I am worthy. My biggest issue with I am is not me not being ready to accept that I am worthy or more. See, he's saying or being more. I look at my dog. I have two pretty cool dogs, and the more training they get, the happier they are. The more discipline I put on them with consistent rules, the happier they are. For sure, man. They're happier. I think that's true for human beings too. I got to tell you, I used to tell people I was 35, never had any kids. 35, 40 years old. I would watch all my buddies having kids, and I'm looking around. They all look, the parents look to me like they're just like, clueless. And I'm like, well, if you just train them like I train my dogs, I think they'll be okay. In fact, I build the case that no one should have children until they can have a dog from birth, a puppy that doesn't piss on their floor, that doesn't run out their car, doesn't run in the street. Like, can you control a puppy? Can you discipline a puppy? If you can't discipline a puppy without them running all over the house, barking like a wild fucking animal, I'm pretty convinced you probably aren't ready to have children. I mean, seriously. Okay, like literally the same rules for disciplining and managing and programming a dog is identical to the tools necessary to train a kid. I use those same tools with a kid. Okay, I didn't put a leash on them, didn't put a muzzle on them. Guess what? I don't put a muzzle on my dogs either because they're not going to bite anyone. Okay, they've been trained not to bite anyone unless um, you know there's a problem. So my biggest issue with I am is not being ready to accept I am worthy of receiving or being more. Bro, thank you so much. This is what we're going to do all morning. We're going to go through really good examples like this of people that are honest saying, hey, man, like I imagine Mech saying, hey, look, it's hard for me to say I am a genius. When I say I am a genius, I have a flood of characters that come into my mind that I think are really smart people. And I imagine them going, "You're not a genius, dude. Shut the fuck. Shut up." Right? Like literally every time I say it, but I am a genius, man. At a level of at a level at some particular moments in life, whether they're high stress or unique environments. I remember a friend of mine used to tell me, she said, dude, you get jacked up over the smallest things. I mean, I do. I get so irritated over tiny things. And then she was like, she was a partner of mine at one time. She said, and then there's this big problem that comes your way, and it's like watching a cartoon. You're super cool, you're super chilled, you don't get frustrated over it. It's like, oh yeah, of course, because this is worth my time. The other stuff, it's just bullshit noise. It like they're meaningless. Like I think my lawyer was a little concerned when I was just extremely nonplussed about this claim of what's the word for it when you perjure? Yeah, perjury. I'm like, bro, I didn't perjure myself. I think any lies I've told over my life, I've actually gone back and told people, "Hey, I told you a lie. Sorry, I stole money from you, or whatever. I stole money from my mother. I made it right to her. When I was 16, I ripped her off for like $5,000, and years later, 40 years later, I paid her all the money back. I said, "Hey, look, I stole some money from you, dude. I had felt horrible forever, and gave her some interest. And the moment I did that, man, I felt great." Now, did I have $40,000 less or 20 or whatever I had? Yeah, I had, but I felt awesome. I never missed that money. Not one time. Mech, love the question. Um, Dude, this is the core problem right here. This is the core problem. I don't deserve. I am not worthy. I'm not good enough. Which, what are we really saying? We are saying that we think other people are. Wow. Other people we don't even know. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they do. We don't know what their intentions are, but someone out there is better than me. Don't know who they are. Maybe it's President somebody or somebody. Maybe it's Congressman or Senator. These people aren't better than you, Mac. You're an awesome human being. So now Mac, probably, he's not communicating with me right now, but I suspect Mac will respond very, very well to being acknowledged. If you acknowledge me, if you say, hey, bro, you are a very capable human being, I acknowledge you as powerful and able. I didn't say perfect. I didn't say you were like God or the perfect entity. I just said, hey, I think Mech is extremely able, probably more able than I think more everyone is more able than they are. Like, or 1,000 people showing up to these rooms. You're showing up to this room whether you think for whatever reason you think you're showing up to this room. Maybe you like, maybe some lawyer here is recording everything I say so they can present it to a courtroom. Bro, I hope you too get help. Okay, like you are bigger than monitoring what the hell I'm going to say so you can trap me. I could not have a life like that. I could not do business that way. I would feel horrible when I went home. There's no part of me that would enjoy that because I'm bigger than that. Okay. I am most certainly bigger than that. There is under no circumstances would I have a career trying to hurt people and capture people? And you can rationalize it, Mr. Lawyer, all you want. You're a total parasite scumball. And you will always be a parasite scumball until you acknowledge that you're more able than what you're doing. There's so many ways to make a living beyond that. So this has been the biggest issue for me. I am not willing. I'm not worthy. I'm not. The other piece for me that I think Mech will probably flip over to, because Mech's very able, he will work through this part. Just acknowledging this in front of a bunch of people is important. The next part he'll go to, the part I go to, is once I get over this hump, is then I hit the, oh shit, dude, this is a level of responsibility that I'm not sure. See, before Mech said this, his level of responsibility, the moment he makes this comment, he is literally saying, I think I am more able. I just don't think I am. And if I am more able, then I must be more responsible than I have been. Because see, he's been lying to himself. And maybe he's been lying to himself because it's easier not to be responsible. It's easier not to be extremely able. It is. You can be lazy. You can not know. Hey, look, not knowing, being ignorant. I mean, dude, being ignorant is comforting. If you don't know how bad it is, if you don't know how able you are, then how could you possibly feel guilty about not doing enough? See where I'm going with this? Having a little. Let's see what's happening. You guys got me okay? Awesome. Marcus says, morning. You good, bro. RJ, ignore the hate. Thanks, RJ. RJ, I think RJ's from Europe. Could be wrong. Love the Europeans. Any Europeans in the audience, say hello. And also, if you could encourage your family, friends, aunts, uncles, ex-husbands, ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, new boyfriends, new girlfriends. You guys join this together. Okay, not enough people are going to church anymore. Church has failed us. Religion has failed me. Not you. I'm not saying that church isn't meeting some people's needs. Religion's not meeting some people's needs, but I need some place to actually explore my genius. I need a place where I can surround myself with other people that look at me and say, bro, you have been gifted by something, and we want your gifts. We don't want the gifts to be retained. We don't want the gifts to be hidden. Okay, we have a world today that I am quite certain over the history of the last 5,000 years, there have been people that have been absolute geniuses that we never had the opportunity to meet because we didn't have this technology. Soon, very soon, there will be people on desperate islands that are able to plug into the universe of humanity and communicate. Okay? Like we're able to communicate differently. We human beings have this intricate, complex communication system. I think other animals also, by the way, have this. We just are oblivious to it because we're so smart. We're so clever. It is, and quite frankly, RJ makes a good point. Okay, this stops a lot of people. As soon as if you're in high school and you're a senior and you're getting ready to graduate, and 99% of the people that you're graduating with in Uki, Oklahoma, are going to stay in Uki, Oklahoma, and you say, no, Uki, Oklahoma is too small for me. I am too much. I am too big. I have capacity. I am bigger than Uki. I'm moving, and I'm going to become president of the United States or head of the Department of State, or I'm going to run an energy company, or I'm going to be, the biggest thing since sliced cheese, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be 10% of those 99 percenters that are going to hate you. They are going to hate on your ass. There'll be a group of people that'll go, now be careful, son. Don't get out over your skis. I've heard all this, okay? Be careful. Be careful. Dude, I'd say be careful saying Ookie Ookie, Oklahoma, okay? Because Ookie Ookie, Oklahoma is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, offering very, very few expanded opportunities to people that are able. If you're in a company and you're sitting around looking at everything that's wrong and you're like, hey, I got to get out of here. I'm going to go build my own company. Some people are going to hate you inside that company. If you leave an industry like I did and do a startup, I heard at least 30 times, I would be a lost soul in the energy business. I will never make anything of myself, and I'll have to go beg somebody for a job. None of that happened to me. Okay. In fact, the opposite happened, and these people are still working for the same company or the same industry. They're not exciting. They're 60 years old, and they're so stuck in their deal. Dude, if you think you're stuck at 35, you will most certainly be buried by your 50. I mean, like you will be in a concrete cave. You can't get out. You can't move. It's boring, and you're going to just be complaining and bitter, and you're going to hate people like me. Life is just full of risk, man. Do you understand? I could literally drop dead right now. I could. Everybody could just drop dead right now. Like, there's no guarantees on this deal, man. There's no guarantees. All right, let's get back to some of the comments. I really want to go through who is struggling with I am. And I want to know what those struggles are. You too, Gary, I acknowledge how smart and kind and real you are. You don't need these compliments. Oh, well, that's kind. Look, you say I don't need the compliments. I probably don't need the compliments. However, the acknowledgement. See, I don't need to be complimented. Being acknowledged like I did to Mech. See, Mech is down here. Check this out. Mech says, always appreciate it. It is easier for me to root for someone else to win than to believe I could win. See, this is interesting. Mech's awesome. So why is Mech awesome? Because he's communicating. Two, he's communicating really honestly, right? So if you're sitting there going, wow, Gary does this really well. I could never do that, right? See, Mech's sitting here going, wow, I appreciate Gary. Who appreciates me? Just smash up a smile. Do you appreciate me as a human being? No, I'm not perfect. I make massive amounts of mistakes. Okay. I can be brutal. I can be rough, whatever, man. Does anyone appreciate me? Okay. For what I'm doing, whatever you appreciate and see in me, you have in you. It's the exact opposite. If you start criticizing me and go, man, he's arrogant. Okay, cool. I might be, but you know what? Maybe you aren't arrogant enough. Could that be possible? Or maybe you're arrogant. Maybe you're not confident enough and you're confusing arrogance with confidence. I actually don't think I'm arrogant. I have, however, heard this my entire life, man. I heard it more in younger years, in fairness. But, I hear 5 people say I'm arrogant. At some point, dude, I have to go, well, maybe I'm arrogant. Actually, I'm not arrogant today, though. I don't care if 30 people say it. 30 people are not going to say I'm arrogant. They will say I'm extremely confident, which I'm not even sure is true. Confidence and the willingness to act are not the same thing. If you say I'm brave, I am one brave cat. I mean, I'm going through three things right now, three legal matters right now that everyone else, most everyone else would have. How much you need, dude? How much you need? Let me pay you to. And I'm like, fuck this, dude. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not going to turn into a whore now. You know, the word whore and prostitution is all related to sex, but I think it's a bad definition. I think most every human being on this planet has prostituted themselves, including myself. Whether it's for companionship, whether it's for money, whether it's for security, sex, whether it's for safety. If you don't, like Mech, if Mech doesn't raise his game, he wants to. Okay, he most certainly wants to, because he's saying, hey, look, I can appreciate other people more than I can appreciate myself. And I'm telling you that I am a better human being if a guy like Mech, one, acknowledges that, two, is in my universe, and three, is constantly expanding himself. And he will do so if he's around the right environment. This is why I tell everyone, you must leave the area you're in. It is so valuable to get away from what you think is security and what you think is comfortable, because you will learn so much about yourself. See, this is the deal about I am. I am is the ultimate education program. Don't need anything else, man. If I do the I am correctly, I will read the right material. Okay, and this is why you got to do the I am not. I am not and will never be a prostitute. I will not prostitute my soul. I am my soul, dude. Everything about me is my soul. I am the soul. I am nothing but the spirit. The rest of this it's dust. It's not, it's just a makeup, right? So this genius that lives inside of me, my job is to discover it. Okay, you believe in God? Awesome. Then you must believe that you are a part of God, and I don't think anyone has discovered close to godlikeness or godness. I have most certainly not. I most certainly have not. Mech goes on to say, agreed, actually making the statement to the universe makes it real and assigns responsibility. See, this is awesome, dude. So, Mech, I really appreciate you chiming in here. See, Will says, you're appreciated. Seriously, man. How many times this week did any of you walk around and like you're looking for someone to acknowledge? Have you ever played that game with yourself? Hey, today I'm going to find 3 people I can acknowledge for being creative, interesting, unique, valuable. Just do it today, okay? Notice how little acknowledgement. This is why it's so important to say thank you. And yes, oh, I hear you, man. Okay, it's so important to be acknowledged. It is a communication flow that requires terminal. Like you need to acknowledge that particle. Hey, I'm going to do, I am a good human being. Hey, that's a great goal, Gary. Right? Like, wow, that's cool, dude. Like I could say that. Just some acknowledgement, right? It ends the communication and allows for a new communication. It's like energy just popping between one terminal and another. See, Wallen says, thanks for sharing your energy. Greets from brother in South America. Awesome, dude. South America. Welcome, South America. I need to get down to Lima and go do the Go do the pyramids. X debug X. I heard Navy SEALs say, when you're outmatched, time to get a little cocky. Well, that's kind of like fake it until you make it, right? Now, I'm not a big fan of the whole fake it till you make it thing because I think I don't think you should lie, but you know, I do think that you should pretend like you're preparing. Like fake it till you make it. For me, what do? I go buy $10,000, $13,000 worth of canvases, stick them in my paint room. There's a lot of ways to trick yourself. Okay. For instance, I am lazy. Okay, I am. If you ask me, hey, I want to paint today, which is not it's hard for me to paint anyway, and I don't have a canvas in my house, guess what? I have an excuse not to paint. So the trick I do, I remember that this house I bought from this lady, she's also an artist, and she has an art store. So when she was telling me, I was like, hey, I literally I had a date, what was it, Friday night? Well, it wasn't a date. Met a chick in a place. And she came back over with me and she thought I was kidding. I said, hey, you want to paint? You want to, have you ever painted before? And we go into the paint room and, I've got 6-foot canvases there, man, 2-foot canvases, blank. They're sitting in boxes. I mean, literally there must be 40 or 50 of them over there. And she was like, damn, dude, you have the paint, you have the canvases. Yeah, I'm ready to go. See, that was my hack for like understanding who I am. I have 0 excuses not to paint. I might not get in my car to go buy the paint, but I have 0 excuses, man. It's sitting there. Okay, that's me faking it till I make it. I commit. I go deep, deep, deep in. I don't think that's faking. I think it's just committing, showing up for the game. Yeah, see, he owns the response. Mech says, "Yeah, dude, I own the responsibility and fear of raising my game, my performance. It's scary. It's scary, but it's doable, and you can do it. Like you can do it. Okay, you're not here. There's 1,700 people here. You guys are freaking awesome. All you have to do is I am. This is who I am. Like if Goblin said, I am Goblin. I am brilliant. I am like, you don't even have to start defining specifically. I am brilliant. I am intuitive. I am wealthy. I am rich beyond imagination. Oh, now you get to define what rich is. See, I am very big on definitions if you have not noticed. Like I constantly, hey, what does that word mean? Rich. What does rich mean? Dude, rich to me means I am spectacularly happy with my life. It has nothing to do with money. 0. 0. 0. It literally nothing. It has nothing to do with money. I'm not even sure I know how to define rich other than freedom. Freedom just to be who I am. See, the I am gets me to being who I am. I being comfortable with Gary, right? And so no one said this was going to be easy. Living life, in my opinion, is no different than being a professional athlete or a professional painter. I mean, check this out. I want you to be a great painter. Try the human form. Not sure what the last part means, but I want you to be cool. You know what? Is it going to hurt me if 1,800 people send me powerful energy going, Gary's an awesome painter? If you told me that, if 1,700 people sent me that energy, in fact, I dare you guys to send me that energy. I never thought about doing that. Fucking blow it over here, bro. Pure white, massive colors coming into old Gary's beingness. Just smash it out to me. I believe this type of energy is really, really powerful. And anyone laughing at me saying that 1,700 people smash a bunch of artistic energy toward me. Look, if you're not going to be an artist, if you're not going to create, then why don't you close your eyes, do an I am, and send me all the little creation particles you have in your universe and your mind and your soul? Send them to me, okay? Because I will use them. If you're not going to use them, send them to me. Please send them to me right now. Now, you cannot convince me, be an awesome exercise. You cannot convince me that if I am doing the I am a painter, I am an artist, I am a painter or am I an artist? I got a guy that paints my house. I don't want to be that kind of painter. Okay, so I am an artist. Are you telling me if I am a great artist, I am a well-known artist, whatever acknowledgement you need to do to, for that I am a great athlete or whatever. But if 1,800 people are also pushing energy into me going, dude, I can get behind Gary being an artist. Are you telling me that that is not going to actually up the harmonic? And who doesn't believe that's going to be additive to me? If you think that it's going to be additive to me, imagine the power you have within yourself. Imagine, I mean, if you do not think you sending me your unused artistic capability in an energy form in a thought is going to help me, I would love to hear that, okay? You don't think that's possible. There's no energy between human beings, okay? You cannot make a difference in the universe by thinking. I'd love to hear those comments. You're probably not going to spend much time here because this is only going to get like more intense. This is all thought. It is literally my entire life. I am utterly convinced my entire life is made up of how I think. I think that's what prayers are about. Prayers are a affirmation event. Prayers are a communication, right? I just don't think we've learned how to pray properly. What if, why am I praying to someone else? Why am I not like feeding this garden? I don't control Henry's garden. Why do I care about, why am I worried about what Henry's doing? Why am I worried about Henry's weeds? Why don't I worry about my own damn weeds? If I set an example of a garden that's nice and clean and beautiful, maybe other people look at it and go, wow, wonder what he does to have such a cool garden. You see what I'm saying? And then I can go help Henry in his garden. If he wants some help, hey man, we got some weeds over here. Let's go grab these weeds right here, okay? If I have a bunch of plants here, it's really interesting. I've been buying a lot of live things, birds, and I haven't been buying birds, but plants. I've been very interested in. Just yesterday, I bought 2 plants. It's interesting walking around the house and spraying them with some water, doing whatever. And I think if you do that, in fact, I would encourage everyone to go plant something. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if anybody did it. I got some bonsais that I'm growing, and a couple of other, bonsais from just the root. I think there's something special about taking care of life. In fact, I'll say something else. I've known a couple of people who, if you put animals or plants in their environment, I've seen people that cannot take care of plants in their home, and I think there's something about that for me it's a warning sign. That may be completely wrong, but I think you have to I don't know. I find a lot of value in taking care of a plant. I think it's very, very instructive for life. If you don't have enough water, it dies. If you don't have enough food, it dies. If you don't toil and move the soil around, once every 6 months or a year is probably not going to do well. It's going to get all impacted and moldy, and it's not going to drain, and it's going to get stuck. Now, do my bougainvilleas like every year when I rip them out of their pots, rip up their weeds? They're suffering, okay? They go into shock. And then 6 months later, they're like popping, jopping, okay? So life requires upheaval. See, Mex says, I've never seen great art that wasn't born of great energy, happy or sad. Totally. Okay. Totally. I think it is in the stress that everyone wants to remove themselves from. It is in the stress that you learn. It is in the martyr and the pedestal, the crushing, the pressure. I learned so much for myself, about myself, in that intense pressure. Prince from Carthage says, I am a writer. Awesome, Prince. Now, Prince, what I would encourage you to do, my friend, is say that like 1,000 times a day. And then you start expanding it, right? I am a great writer. I am a creative writer. I am whatever kind of writing you like, keep identifying and putting structure around it without hammering yourself or without binding yourself into this little tight cage. Just keep, adding little pieces to it. Oh, wow, I've never seen the private chats. Here's some private chats. Gray says, great session, ready for what to come, ears open. That's awesome. Thoreau says, have you been doing a lot of painting lately? I have, actually. Can't find your broadcast on X. Is it not on X? Yeah. Henry says it's on X. It is on X. It is live on X. That was Henry. Then Henry also says, why not paint while streaming? I've had a few people ask me to do that, and that is scary. I mean, talk about freaking scary. First thing is, it's a really long thing. I mean, it could last 4 or 5 hours. Secondly, I may do things in there that people aren't like. It could be really boring for people. The biggest thing though is if I was to do that, I have to be willing to turn the camera on and not care what you see. The moment I worry about what's on that camera, I'm not painting anymore, dude. I'm entertaining. I'm not an entertainer. I don't want to be an entertainer. I have zero interest. Love to help, love to educate. Do not want to be an entertainer. I don't want to be a talking head. I don't want to be PBD with 10 million viewers, dude. I don't want to do drama, politics, gangsters. We got enough shit going on. Okay. I need to hear from somebody that's having a problem with I am. Okay. Who's got a problem with I am? Have you all been doing the I ams, all 2,100 people, or you been lazy? Good morning from Calgary. Calgary, good morning. I will honestly say that you need to be doing I live in a great country. And maybe you can change Canada, or maybe it'll get you up and come on down to North America in the South North America part. Let's see. Here we got a Fibaswamy. When you talk about I am, do you see it? Here we go. Fibaswamy says, Fibaswamy, by the way, is a very nice man. He is a technical trader, focuses on markets. Very smart guy. Doesn't tend to, I think he's a smart guy. He's worth following. Gary, when you talk about I am, do you see it more as a declaration of identity, a connection to divine purpose, or something else entirely? Brilliant question. Brilliant question. Thank you. Now, a couple of things. Notice I acknowledged him. Brilliant question. Notice also I said thank you. These are really subtle things, okay? They're tiny little things, but it's a little bit like having a banana split and no cherry or whipping cream. Why would you make a banana split, man? and not put whipping cream and a cherry on it. Didn't cost much more. No, there's no damage for me to say, hey, awesome, bro. Thank you for the question. Uh, if I could just do that every day to everyone and people feel a little bit acknowledged, wow. You got to remember, okay, when I start doing this, I don't want to be I am whatever I am and be all by myself. I want other people to be monsters around me. I mean, beasts, man. Absolute creative creatures. So, Mac, to answer your question, I am trying to connect to the divine purpose, whatever that is for me. Tell you, the other thing, like, I don't think I'm a very critical person. I think some people would tell you that I was critical, and maybe I am if you live with me every day. Critical of other human beings. I mean, the more you do I am, the more I do I am, the more it's really hard for me to be critical of anyone because I realize how disconnected I am from this purpose of mine, this divine purpose, whatever that means, but some purpose that, like, I think I'm supposed to be here for a reason. But I also think it's a declaration of my identity. Okay. Like I am literally discovering who I am as I'm a day older, a minute older, an hour older. Like I would never have done some of the I ams that I'm doing today when I was 20. My mind didn't have the ability to understand, um, I, like I didn't have some experiences. I didn't have enough experiences to realize, oh wow, I'm actually much, much bigger than I'm capable because I made it through a couple of levels, right? I spent 20 years in the energy business. Like, hey man, I survived the energy business. This is what irritates me about all the fucking lawsuits in the last 2 years. 40 years of zero noise, and then I got a bunch of assholes trapping on me. And I probably made some bad decisions with some partners, which is always that's the biggest challenge. It's picking up the wrong player, dude. This is why I keep saying the I ams are so important because I stopped doing I ams. I stopped really focusing on this, and then I made a couple of errors with people in my life, and and I'm not trying to be a victim here, but if you take a really powerful I am person and you stick them in the wrong environment, a toxic environment, or the other person has like conscious or subconscious kind of evil, not so much, hey, I don't want, look, there are most certainly people who will want me to fail. They'll spend time going, he's a failure, he's a criminal, he's this, he's that. Look, these are people I have come to recognize that people that don't like me, one, it's amazing to me how people make very quick decisions without any data, like real data. They may hear rumors and gossip, but without any data, the criticism starts. I actually believe that I have triggered in them through my communication, my willingness to take risk, my willingness to, and taking risks is, hey, I am following me. I am not following you. I mean, I will follow you if I respect you and we're in something, I am a great soldier. I will follow people, dude. I'll salute, do whatever you want me to do for the right goal. I'm not saying I need to be in control, but people that really despise me and hate me or people, and I know this to be true because 10, 15, 20 years later, people come up to me and go, dude, I was hard on your ass. You scared the shit out of me. You told me that I was hiding in my comfort. You told me I was hiding in my $200,000 a year job. And then I got angry with you because I asked you, Gary, for your advice, and you were honest enough to go, bro, you're hiding. Okay. You're 32 years old. You're capable of running an entire company. You've been at that company 4 years. They're paying you 200 grand and it's easy for you. And you're scared to death. You're scared to death to say, I don't need the 200. I need something else. And then I'll say no to the 200. A real hero doesn't keep taking the 200. Now, if you can figure out how to, make the shift, good. But sooner or later, man, there is a gap between where you are and where you're going, and you might fall. It's a gap. There's only one way to know where the edge is, right? I hear all these people talking about, I don't want to get too close to the edge, man. The edge is really dangerous right there. Do you know where the edge is? Because if you think about this on a quantum level, the only way to know where the edge is to literally go over the edge. You have to go over the edge. Okay, I have gone over the edge on so many things. It's stupid, and the trick is not to fall. Not to fall. And if you do fall, you don't fall too far, and you can recover from it. And in that recovery, you realize how much of an animal you are. Okay, how capable you are. So for me, Mech, it's really about me becoming more clear who I am. Like, let me know if anybody out here knows who they are. 100%. 100%. If you know who you are, I have 10 Bitcoin for you. If you can honestly say, I know everything about myself, 10 Bitcoin. Okay. 10 Bitcoin. Can honestly say, okay. And we're going to have 5 people on this show. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll even add 5 people, and that'll be the survey control. Okay. If all 5 people believe you are complete, 100% who you are as an I am entity, 10 Bitcoin. So see, like if I can make that proposition, and some people go, oh, he's such a wanker making a bet like that. No, I'm not, dude. What I'm trying to do is make a point. The point I'm trying to make is that no one is complete. Why do you feel bad about it? Why do you feel shame or guilt or I don't want to tell anybody? Nobody knows. We're all walking around empty bags of potential. I mean, full bags of potential. Okay. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Full bags of potential only become kinetic when you take action. You got to take the risk, man. That's why the I am is the first step, right? Like people just going out and taking action is silly. I'm going to go get a job at First General because I need some money. Wow, that's a good short-term plan, dude, but not sure it's sustainable. See, that's the problem. Classic Way says, I've skipped church the last couple of weeks, but I'm here today. Good, buddy. Good to have you, man. My challenge is sometimes forgetting the I ams during the day. Yeah, totally, Stockholm. Totally. It's easy to forget. It's just habits become habits through time. So it's good that you acknowledge. See, if you can say, "Hey, man, I'm lazy on my I ams." Now, I just asked a question to the whole audience. Hey, is anybody 100% on their I ams? Do you really know who you are? And if you do, I got 10 Bitcoin. Hell, I have 10 Bitcoin, and you can come work for me because I ain't I am. I'm not there yet. I'm probably never going to be there. Now, I just did an I am. I am probably never going to be fully. Well, shit, I could change that I am too. Hey, I am, complete. I don't even know what that means. So instead of me going to the I am complete shit, dude, how about just I am successful? I am a great artist. I am a communicator. I show up on Sunday mornings whether I like it or not. Like if you knew how hard this was for me, this is the hardest thing I do every week, and I cannot believe it. What comes before consistency? What's the step beforehand? There is only one thing before consistency, my friend, and that is consistency. Like you just got to do it. Okay. Discipline is the key to freedom. Discipline is the key to freedom. So this is exactly why I'm doing the I ams. And I'm going to keep doing this until I get 1,000 people to send me a note and go, whoa, dude, this shit's working. Because you're not working it. Okay. You're not working it. I know you're not working. It's hard to do. I'm assuming the average age listening to this thing right now is 40, 42, 35 to 42 years old. We have 40 years of programming. Okay. This is like, if anybody said this was going to be easy, they lied to me. I mean, they seriously lied. 40 years of going around doing the same thing. 8 o'clock, wake up, 9 o'clock, be at the office, 12 o'clock, go to lunch, 5 o'clock, go home, 6 o'clock, play with the family, 7 o'clock, watch the movie, 9 o'clock, go to do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, repeat, 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 no growth. Might as well be dead, man. I mean, really. I am a creative instrument of the universe. See, now that's a good I am for somebody that doesn't know where they're headed, because then it's like, okay, at least you're a creative instrument of the universe. That leaves the, you got a big old expanse to work within. And then you can start, I am honest. See, there's things you can do, like for the younger people or people that are really struggling with what they're going to do for a living. This isn't really so much about making a living. This is about becoming a living, becoming alive, becoming yourself. The job and the money become very easy once you are sure, once you are comfortable in your skin, once you are throwing off more positive energy than you are negative. Look, the only reason I have become successful is because of these IMs. I have too much noise around me. I'm a rough guy. I talk funny. I've got an accent. I don't have an IQ of 160. I see things in very, very simplistic ways. I also have a little bit of I can look out. I don't know where I got this skill, but I can look out a little bit in the future. And people think I'm crazy because I'm like, hey man, this is gonna, let's go do this. And it sounds so over the top to some people. It sounds like really a little crazy, right? But for me, it's the I am part of this has outweighed some of my shortcomings, right? So again, it's a hack. It's my hack of offsetting my weaknesses and my frailties, my not knowing how to do certain things, right? Am I going to be in Vegas next week? No. I'm supposed to be in New York, actually. Canceled it. I'm going to take my kids for spring break and be with a partner who believes in those same values and beliefs, and if possible, the same culture. Now, this is a whole nother subject that we could probably spend a lot of time on. This exercise of I am really opens up a lot of doors that most people are going to challenge staying on, because this is a solo project, man. Let me just be honest, okay? I am as a solo project. I'm not disagreeing with Manny. The ideal, and Manny, thank you for being here, buddy. The ideal scene is to be with a partner who believes in those same values and beliefs. However, this is not really about a belief. This is literally about action. This is about actually doing it all by yourself. I cannot do this with a girl or a boy. My deal is girls, but I can't do this with another person. I can't do it with my twin brother. I can't do it with my kid. This is a me project, man. It's I am, not we are. I am, not we are. I have no control over we. I have only control over I. And then I get to surround myself with other people who are similar to me. But they got to do their own work. And I'll tell you something, okay? If I'm with a partner and they start doing I ams, and their I am is like in a different, like it would be good to know their I am if they're really clear on their who they are. Uh, there have been people in my life that had I done all this, we would have realized, hey, we're not really supposed to be together. Our paths are different. Our paths are different, right? This is why I think marriages fail so often, because we don't actually have alignment. And if we do have alignment, this contract that we entered into without even knowing who we are, I am going to be married to you forever and ever. I don't even know who I am, right? 10, 15, 20 years go by, one of the parties go, man, this isn't enough for me. I think I need to meet a guy like me. They start doing I am sessions, and all of a sudden the woman goes, hey, I am a great painter, and I'm in Costa Rica because that's where I paint better. And they're living in Houston, Texas. And she's like, dude, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to any more energy meetings. I don't want to have a, normal life like everyone, watching football on Sundays. I don't like it. I'm not going to hold that person back. I'm going to let that person go, man. I don't care what the contract says. Go. Be everything you can be. It is my way of acknowledging that other human being. Go. Open the cage door. It's so hard, okay? Two people? Wow, this is hard, man. Okay. One person, get the first part right. I am, and it doesn't have to be complicated. I am a good person. I am a good person does not trap people no matter what the contract says. You see? I'm more interested in being a good person than I am a rich person. Rich in material terms, because I am never going to trap anyone into anything. I have no interest in doing that. That makes me rich, wonderful, powerful, clean, valuable. Shouldn't really carry any accolades. I shouldn't get an award for it. This is exactly what all human beings should be. What's the big deal? I should not get an award for being a good person. Okay. I'm expecting you all to be good people. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Okay. This is what everyone's looking for. People are looking for more. More. And maybe more is less bullshit, less mediocre people, less moderation, less averageness. I don't like average. I just don't like it. Russ says, I am ready. Man, dude, your picture looks like you're ready. Man, look at all those muscles. Um, awesome, bro. Awesome that you're ready. Hello from Norway. Hello, Norway. That's awesome. Norway, one of the countries in the world that actually keeps their financial position correct and their energy, all their resources. Smart old group of people. Only country probably in the European sector that's actually got anything. John Barley says, Buongiorno, Gary. Maybe he's in Italy. Good morning, my friend. Crud Cutter says, I'm getting a vibe. Yeah, but are you getting your vibe on your own self, man? I am. Prometheus says, exactly. The great I am in human form, and to an extent, so are we. We too are one with Source. We are little gods. I agree, dude. I am God. Okay. I am a part of God. I felt like the first time I said, well, I am God, man. Like God is in me. I don't know what God is, by the way. Very confusing for me. But the first time I said that, I felt like the entire Catholic Church that lives in my little head, the entire Catholic Church wanted me to commit go to confession and do the mortal sin reformation program. 37 Hail Marys, stand on your knees, stand on your head, stand on your knee, don't masturbate for 37 years, commit no mortal sins. And as long as you kind of say in between these closed doors that you're a good guy, we forgive you for all your sins. Please. Now, I do believe in a rich ceremony where there is true attrition. Is attrition the right word? A true repentance. That being absolved, being acknowledged, again, get back to acknowledgement, but being forgiven after doing a deep inventory like that, very, very, very powerful, man. Okay. So anyone that wants to go through and really do the I am and get through all the areas where, you know, you might have done things and you need either like the only way you're going to get forgiveness from me is if you do the actions of making the things right that you made wrong. And then to get forgiveness from another terminal, another entity that you value, that you trust, that like Henry probably knows this. Listen in. Henry knows, hey, if I go do this with Gary, Gary's not going to cut me sharp. Gary's not going to validate me if I did it 90% of the way. He's going to make me go all the way. And then to get that acknowledgement, hey, you were forgiven forever. Now, if I'm a God, or if I'm part God, and someone wants to come give me their confession, and I am not a shyster, and I'm actually like really, I am a good person. I had a man once do this with me, and it was staggering the power of someone looking at me and saying, you're forgiven, dude, for everything. Oh, wow, man. Wow. It's amazing how much baggage we're all carrying around. It literally, I could not believe the intensity that I had never been forgiven in my whole life. Like I'd never heard that before. But also, what I had not ever done, I had never done the inventory. I had never done the proper confession. Hey, man, I did this. I did this. I did this. I have to get the baggage out of my life. I just have to. What up, fam? Sunday service with Gary. Miss you, buddy. Kelly Kellum, good guy. Does a bunch of work in the crypto space. Young man. He's a good human being. He went through a lot of stuff in his life, and I think that's put him where he is today. Good to have you, Kelly. Thank you for showing up. Giovanni sending some love. Preach. Alexander Trahan says, preach. I sent out big chill every Sunday. I'm sending out invites as you or tell us to invite people. Yeah, it's so weird how often there's synchronicity. Yeah. You guys reach out to people. Okay. I don't believe there's enough people that have enough places to go to for just a church or a moment of reflection. It's an hour, hour and a half. You can have breakfast. You guys, it's probably easier for you. You guys can have breakfast and coffee, and I'm stuck here with my waters and cold coffee and cold Diet Coke. Um, Now that I start mentioning coffee, I'd love to get one. Um, Now, Kelly says, I appreciate you. You are yourself unapologetically. Yeah, I try. I don't even try to be anymore. I'm just kind of like, I do what I do. Thanks, Kelly. See, you think Kelly's probably 32? I'm 60. I'll be 67 years old in 5 days. To have a 32-year-old man say, I appreciate you. You are yourself unapologetically. Again, it's acknowledgement. Now, am I getting an erection? Am I like, oh wow? No, dude. It's okay. You know what? His acknowledgement allows me to be more of myself unapologetically today. Maybe it even carries me through tomorrow. But if you think you set this thing up and go, okay, look, I'm just myself. I'm not apologizing to shit. If y'all think it's easy for me because I've been doing this my whole life, just being me, I don't know how to be anything else. If you think it's easy for me, you're wrong. What makes it easier is when he says, bro, I appreciate you. Because what he's saying, you are yourself unapologetically. I guarantee you, he wants some of that. Okay. Because most people look at this and go, whoa, dude, that is powerful, man. To be yourself and not to be apologetic about it. Uh, and not to do it to push people away. I know people that are themselves that like really like they're using it as a mechanism to push others away. Um, I think this is look. This is again more about acknowledgement and confirming other people, right? But this will most certainly give me uh, fuel to do this more today and more tomorrow. Because I remember the Kelly sitting there going, hey, that's who you are, dude. I appreciate you for who you are. Hey, guess what? I have to be like that tomorrow too. Or he's going to start to go, hey, what happened to Gary? Got it? Thank you for being authentic and honest. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's get to the problems though. Who's got a problem with I am? PJ says, I appreciate you, Gary. You're a God, says Crud. Uh, now, when Christine Der Johannesson, crazy name. I appreciate you, Gary. See, like I I know that makes you feel guys feel good, right? When you say that, right? When you say to somebody else, "Wow, I appreciate this cat doing this," dude, it makes you feel good, right? Christine, thanks for being here. She's on LinkedIn, guys. Well, that's cool. Well, we've got people on YouTube, X. Manny says we were here with you and you were here with us. Yeah, dude, we're a team, man. Fucking army. I love being a part of a military operation that's all going in the same direction. Christine says your honesty and vulnerability all for the sake to lift others. Yeah, like why not, man? Why not? Dude, let's all get lifted up, okay? My little shit's just my little shit. It's stupid shit anyway. Okay? Nobody cares. I'm just going through these comments here. Kelly says, trade a service for payment. We all do it. Have to find what fits in your blueprint and are comfortable with. Yeah, only thing I would disagree with you is I don't really care about your comfort. Now, because I'm mostly not comfortable. You're just going to need to be a little uncomfortable. What's driving you toward goals you have and has impact? Yeah. Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. Love having you in my life, man. Thank you. Um, I am that I am. We're all parts of each other. I am that I am. If that's all I got, I just keep saying I am. I am great. I am. I just keep running it out, man. Okay, let's get to this one. Crypto Billy said, envy is worse than greed. Hardest thing in my life was finding happiness and gratitude with no measurements against others. Envy will make you miserable for sure. Yeah, I think envy is because people haven't done this. You start doing this, and somebody said once, they said, "Wow." Uh, I read a post once, and it was something like, "Oh well, Gary must feel like Gary to live in Grant's shadow." That comment says more about the person that wrote the comment than me, because I have literally never thought about my brother's shadow. Like, I don't even see that he presents a shadow, because I don't see the world like that. I don't judge someone's persona with their value on the planet relative to me. It's so bizarre to me. I'm stunned that people actually think things like this. Gary, I'm going through a breakup. Do you have a recommendation? I do. It is one of the great books. It is a great book to read through a breakup. It's called The Road Less Traveled by a guy named Peck, P-C-K. The Road Less Traveled. An awesome, awesome book. In fact, I would suggest everyone to buy Heavy Duty Struggle. It is the book to get. I've been through it twice. I would encourage everyone to buy the bloody book. Buy it for anyone that's going through a struggle and send it to them. Send them the hardback. They're going to need it. They're going to need it for life. So yeah, man, good luck to you, buddy. You may want to, Dan, Dan Morrison, do I know you? Dan, you may want to also confront that this may be a gift, right? It may be a gift. It's going to give you a whole window. Like, I got to tell you, if you're trying to do this with another human being, this is even harder. But when you're gutted, I would. This is an awesome time to start the I Ams, dude. Get that book. Get The Road Less Traveled. Dig in. Do inventories. Do I Am every night and every morning. Dude. Get on your knees. Discover who you are. Get your shit cleared up. And if you're going through a breakup, this is an opportunity to have learn to have a relationship with yourself. Network Effect says fear holds us back from everything. Fear is poison. Fear is, I will say also though, I listen to my fear a lot. When fear pops up and says, hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, it's a particular kind of fear. It's a very good indicator sometimes that, oh, perhaps I need to push on the envelope here. Actually, this might be the door I need to go through. I can't really define how that particular fear shows up, but fear is not always, I shouldn't do something. Fear sometimes, I need to do some work on this, actually. I need to formulate in my mind what the meaning of this, but look, fear sometimes is okay, it's a survival mechanism. But sometimes, for me, for instance, doing this, writing a book, I am terrified to do. I mean, terrified. I don't know that necessarily means that I should write a book. I probably should write a book. But most areas that I am really scared of today or areas that I need to actually go into. So if you are having fear about an area or a job or a role or doing something, now I should have listened to my fear about getting married 3 times. I just didn't know who I was. So I go get married, Dumbo, Bumbo, don't even know who I am. Then I wonder, well, oh gosh, man, 3 marriages later. Um, and I take like 99% responsibility for all 3 of the failures because I didn't know who I was. I was just an immature. Look, I was getting married for the wrong reason. Period. Period. I was getting married because I was scared to go just be single. Yvonne Sayer says, this is so true. Every time someone mentions Rich, I literally ask them, what does that mean to you? Yvonne, good to have you. You guys, Yvonne does some work on X and YouTube, I think. Don't know her well, but she's bringing some positive energy to the universe. So you guys follow her. Yeah, this Rich thing is a really, really interesting thing, right? Like, it has zero to do with money. I mean, I have a good life, right? I have a nice car, and I have another car that my housekeeper, her car broke, so she gets to use my car. I mean, those are nice things to have, okay? But it's not the, she could have Ubered. It's not the like end all. I can afford, I lose my credit card. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so I'm rich financially. But I know people that are rich financially. They're miserable, man. They're not nice people. They're unhealthy. They're angry, critical, jealous. Who wants to be jealous, critical, and envious of people all day, every day? Why would you want to be like that? Okay? So if you're envious, if you're critical, if you're bitter, if you're don't like other people because they have things, this work is for you. Every time I'm critical of another human being, I realize, hey, they're doing something that I either have done and don't respect, or am doing and don't respect, or something that I should do that they're doing. And because they're doing it, it makes me feel inferior because I'm not doing it. You see? Don't do this. Do not do this if you do not want to be more responsible in your life. Because let me tell you, the more you do it, you think I'm here because I want to be here? I wanted to sleep in. Okay. I'd like to walk outside there right now and smoke a cigarette, have a coffee, and not talk to any of you guys. But I made a commitment. And see, the commitment for me is what hacks my insanity. Okay. My inconsistency, my confusion over who I am. And my confusion over who I am is usually, dude, you were so able that you can't even have it. You can't, you know, you can't contain it. And so what do? You trap it, you block it, you don't do it. Responsibility is a bitch, man. It's an absolute bitch. It's a box. It's a box. I choose to be more constructive. And if it requires me to have more energy and more responsibility, okay, then I have that. I would rather be that than feel ashamed and feel guilty and be critical and envious and bitter. So if you're critical, envious, and bitter, I acknowledge you as being a bloody human being who got lost down the road. Maybe your dad and mom were critical and bitter also, okay? And you learn that coping mechanism. Hey, I'm just gonna criticize the black people. I'm just gonna criticize these white trash over here. I'm gonna criticize those super rich people because they're all evil. And I literally walk into my life 27 years old. My brain has finally matured. Probably it took me another 3 years. So 30 years old, my brain finally matures. And then what am I doing? I don't like black people, white trash or white trash, and rich people, fuck them too. They're all evil. 30 years old, I have no choice. I've boxed myself in. Everyone's an enemy. I'm well educated, and everybody's an enemy. See? Why? Because that's the way my parents behaved it. I've been programmed. I have been programmed to behave certain ways. I watch my mother never ask for a cup of sugar in her life. I watched my mother not do something, never ask for any help ever. The cup of sugar is just an example. However, my mother, if you walked up to her front door and said, I need a cup of sugar, she'd been like, here's a pound. What do you need? Let me bring it to you. This was my mother. Let me make a cake for you, in fact, and here's a pound of sugar. My mother was fucked up, dude. She believed that asking someone for help would put her in a position of future obligation. She's like, no, 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 dude. I am not obligated to anyone. I want nothing from. I think she stole an opportunity for other people to be helpful. I think she cheated people from not doing what she got so much, uh, so much good feeling from by offering some sugar without any kind of like, hey, you need to pay me back later. So if you're sitting there bitter, critical, upset, happy, not happy, whatever, man, and you're scared to ask someone for help, remember, okay, if you're too proud, this is what she said, I'm too proud. No, mom, you didn't want someone to be able to pull your string later and go, hey, you owe me a favor. I gave you a favor. Now you owe me, right? This was her deal. She didn't want to owe anyone anything. I don't think that's rich. Okay. Yvonne's talking about this. Okay. Hey, what does that mean actually? For my mom not to allow someone else to help her. Like what greater value can I bring to planet Earth other than someone reaching out to me or I reach out to them and I help them in a small or major way? What bigger accomplishment can I have on this moment, in this time, in this life, than helping another human being? Like seriously, what more can I do? What more can I do than to allow someone to help me? Guess what? They're going to feel acknowledged, valuable, responsible, important. And I just gave them the opportunity to do something nice for me today without taking credit for it, which is what I'm going to ask you to do today, is to go out, be nice to someone, acknowledge someone, tell someone they're awesome. I mean, genuinely and honestly, you cannot go around telling people they're awesome, and it's bullshit. They know they're not awesome if you're just making it up. But if you make it up, hey man, your hair is awesome, dude, today, or your skin is, whatever it is, okay? Just be nice to somebody, acknowledge somebody honestly for what they're doing, including people that you don't agree with. Look, I do a bunch of financial stuff. I listen to people that are full of shit every day. I mean, full of shit. That doesn't mean that I have to say they're full of shit. I mean, there's a kid that's a very good communicator that I've been watching for some time, and he's totally wrong. But his ability to communicate, I really wish I could get him off being wrong, because he's a very, very able human being. But somewhere down the road, man, he went off. But he's an extremely able human being. He's just wrong. And sometimes when I'm wrong, the like, I got to know if I'm wrong. Okay, I mean, because a guy doing IMs as powerful as me, if I start going down the wrong path, and it's nearly impossible for me to do that now because I'm so sensitive. I know as soon as I go down a path, it's a shortcut. It is imperative for me to follow my senses and go, hey, I can't go there anymore. So my road is most certainly getting more and more narrow. I mean, it gets more and more narrow. I get more and more sensitive. The frequency pops up. I know when I'm doing something wrong. I know when it's not sustainable long term. I'm about as rich, Yvonne, as I've ever been in my life. It's really amazing to me. I am more rich today than I have ever been. I probably have more. I have more issues today than I've ever had. Um, but I am super rich today. I'm so super rich to be able to just have this communication with you guys, to do this, to do this and not feel ashamed of doing it, to do this actually and to tell you the truth of why I'm doing it, which is this is a very, very, very hard. And I'm going to end right here because I probably can't say anything more important than this. But this doing these Sunday mornings, one, I feel like I don't know. I don't even know how to tell you how hard this is. There's some ego thing to it. There's some almost like almost like right here. There's some voice right here in the back of my head going, "Dude, I don't want you doing this." I mean, it's almost like it's evil, man. I don't want you doing this. But the thing that I want, see, that's interesting. I took half a minute to tell you what I didn't really want to tell you. What I want to communicate, which is so hard, is that I am literally being told to be here by some other, and it's right here too. Oh my God, it's right here. Every time I get this messaging in here, Grant and I both have this weird thing. Every business deal I've ever done that turned out to be a monster, I knew it right here. Like I did a deal once that would end my career. I'm like, I got to do this deal, dude. It was just like that too. I got to do this deal. I was crazy. I remember Grant called me. Oddly, he called me out of the blue, and I was in the middle of doing this thing, and I told him, he's like, "Why would you do that, dude? Like, you're going to lose your career." And I'm like, "Yeah, huh? I got to do it, dude. Like, this is the deal. I will hate myself for not doing this deal. And if I lose my job over this, fuck it, dude. I will hate myself forever if I don't do this deal." That deal made me so much money. It was absolutely stupid. So, Yvonne, thank you for being here. I love that about the rich, right? Like, I mean, we could do a space on rich, man. What is rich? I love some rich people to show up. I know people with $1 billion, they'll tell you, fuck, dude, they're not happy. They're not rich if they're honest, okay? It's really amazing how much we track and trace money and try to be. I am getting more help from doing this than I think you guys do. Really, I literally. Okay, where do 1,800 people come from? I don't know what that means, sir. There's about, if you're talking about the people in the room, I think there's 3,300 people here. So, um, Gary, you're an amazing painter. I love the one in the background. Oh, thanks a lot, man. This is a painting I did quite some time ago. I have changed all these now. I'm starting to do all these with black backgrounds, and they look like floating faces. They're really freaky. Um, I don't know why I do all these faces. These are people that I think I first started doing these guys. They're people. They're anyway. They're my goofball friends. Okay, they're my goofball friends. I love them, and what I love about them is that when people come to my house and they look at these things, whether they like the painting or not, there's always one or two of them. If they're given enough time, they start looking at people that are inquisitive. They start looking at it and they start smiling. And it makes me feel so good to see people smile because they hook up on one of those faces. I mean, I love the guy. I think the guy in the middle is just so goofy. It's ridiculous. Uh, Probably they're probably just representations of my insanity, my own craziness. And I think that's what people have to get comfortable with, dude. Your own unique weirdness. We are all 200% stronger than we think we are. The epidemic of giving up is a disease. Well, can all let go just by taking more action. Finding gratitude. Gratitude is a big deal. And taking on the mantra, I am not someone who gives up. I am driven. I am a winner. I am a giver. I am an awesome human being. I am clean. I am clear. I am brilliant. I am rich beyond my wildest imagination. That's an awesome. I am rich beyond my most expansive capability of understanding. And you will be, man. You will be, and you are. Look at Big Chief says he's going to hang one of my paintings on a wall. Well, bro, I like that, man. I think I'm actually getting. I'm going to just say something. I think I'm actually getting close to probably the art world. I think I'm probably gonna. God, I can't even say it. So hard. Everything I've ever done in my life, it was hard. It was hard to go, oh, I'm going to move into this, and then I couldn't acknowledge it. Anyway, I think I'm close to maybe doing something more with my art. I just need to find someone that wants to do it for me. I don't want to do it. I will not do it. Not a chance. I know that there's a monster difference between money and creation, and I have no interest in putting my creation and putting money in negotiations. Like people, hey man, I'll give you that much for it. Don't offer me. That's an insult. Okay, I'm not taking that. Um, you will never, you will never hate me, and you will never hate following this pathway. I promise you. Okay, I'm not writing a book here. I'm not making $1 off this. If you follow this pathway, I have one thing to say: you will never regret doing this exercise. It will be you will literally thank me 40 years from now. I'll be gone. But you'll be like, wow, dude, I hooked into this guy and he gave me the IMs. This is all you need to do, man. It is so simple. As I'm just thinking through, and I know I meant to close here, but this is a stream of consciousness. I think that is what I'm doing, right? It's almost a stream of consciousness. Um, I what I was just saying about the art, and like I know where this is going now. Like 2 years ago, no clue where. Now I know where the art's going. One, people acknowledging and going, "Hey, dude, I like that. Hey, I want to put that on." Well, the acknowledgement. Notice I didn't acknowledge anyone's acknowledgement on the art. Did you notice that? See, don't tell me the fucking subconscious isn't in play here. I've been acknowledging everyone every time they acknowledge me, and then it comes to the art. I said nothing until it came to I think it was Big Chief. I'm gonna have one of his paintings on the wall. I'm like, you ordered it? That means you got to buy one. Um, and that somebody would want to hang. Wow, that's acknowledgement. Two other people said, hey, I like your art. Thank you. But you see, I couldn't see it, man. I couldn't see it, couldn't acknowledge it. Oh, who likes like I know that looks all like aggressive and like expansive, and that is what I'm doing. Okay, like it might be subtle, but I'm literally reacting in a negative way to this shit. I'm not acknowledging. I'm not listening. Now, what had to happen for people to acknowledge the art? I had to stick it up in the damn my background. I had to start talking about it. I had to come out of the closet. I had to come out of the closet. This is the importance that once I do I am, You cannot do I am in isolation, man. It is I am, and then by the way, hey, I do art, dude. Like it or not, call me a faggot, call me stupid, call me a bad artist, call me an idiot. But until I start communicating, I am not actually feeding my I ams. I must feed my I ams. I have to give them full fuel. I have to give them sunlight. I have to give them some water. I have to clip them every now and then. I have to, just like a plant. And then all of a sudden, 25 weeks, 5 years later, 25 weeks into doing church, it dawns on me that I am literally not listening to you guys when you go, hey, I like your art. I'm literally going, stop. I can't have it. It's too much. Don't give it to me. You're wrong. Everyone. This is what got me to realizing, wow, you guys, if you follow this, the gentleman that said, hey, what book should I read because I'm going through a breakup? Quite frankly, all you got to do is I am. Now, that book will help you get there. Uh, if there's really 3,500 people in here, okay, 1,000 people, let's say 1,000 people actually do this. In fact, I would say that if you did this for 90 days, you'll call me up in 10 years and go, hey, man, my life is nearly perfect because I did that. Nearly perfect. And it brings tears to my eyes. I could literally, like, I know this with so much certainty. It's unbelievable if you do this. So I'm going to end with that. I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm going to start crying. See, I get all emotional. I need you to go out and do something special for somebody today, something nice. Be kind, acknowledge someone, and not take credit for it. It is really, really important. We get 3,500 people, man, doing something nice for somebody. If someone says thank you for being nice to me, or wants to pay you, or wants to give back, don't cut them off. Okay? All you got to do is turn around to them and say, hey, you're welcome. I enjoyed helping you. All you got to do is go help somebody else. Okay? And tell them. And don't tell anybody about it. It's our secret. Now you got a little bond with somebody, right? And you've basically expanded the little game that we're playing. This is just a game. You try this game for 90 days and don't like it, you can quit, man. Like I'll refund all your misery in full. 90 days, I'll give you everything back you had 90 days before you started. No problem. It'll be so effortless. I will have to do very little to give it back to you. I never had anybody ask me for a refund. Never. 90 days, guaranteed. Guarantee. Okay. So I've done what I needed to do today to be nice to at least one person. And I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Go out there, be spectacular. If you can't be spectacular, be as much as you can be and acknowledge that you're not being as spectacular as you know you can be. I most certainly know there's people out there that are unbelievably creative people. You know who you are. You know you're not doing enough. You can do more, and I want you to do more. I encourage you to do more. The world needs you to do more. And the truth is, everyone around you and yourself deserve for you to do more. Okay, you deserve to be more than you are. The only way this world gets healed, the only way this planet ever gets on a level playing field where we're not crazy, is if we do this type of work. It ain't going to happen in a schoolroom. I don't care how much math skills you have, how much robotic skill you have. There is something inside of us that makes us so special, and we're using maybe 3 or 4% of it. I want people around me using a lot more than 3 or 4%. I know you can do that. Go out, be nice to somebody, and have a great life today, okay? Thank you very much.